Hey, hey, hey! Welcome back to English Adventure, where language meets the real life. I'm your host, Adam, your English learning buddy, adventure guide, and fellow mistake maker on this journey toward fluency. I am so happy and excited to see you in this episode. Today, I want to dive into a topic that so many of us deal with, whether we're beginners or even advanced learners. It's that one thing that stops us from speaking naturally and confidently in English. Yep, you guessed, overthinking. This episode is called Stop Overthinking, Start Speaking. If you've ever frozen in the middle of a sentence, panicked about grammar, or rehearsed what to say in your head but never actually said it, this one's for you. And as always, you're not on this adventure alone. I'll be walking with you through every twist and turn, and we're gonna break this down in a real, practical, and fun way. Kindly stay with us until the end, as the deeper we go, the more valuable tips will unfold. Please be patient and enjoy the video all the way through. And if you're a new member, we greatly appreciate your support. Please subscribe to the channel to back Adam. Thank you, and let's go. Part 1, why we overthink speaking English. All right, let's start at the beginning. Why do so many English Learner 7, those who've studied for years still, freeze when it's time to speak? Let me paint a picture. You're in a cafe and someone says, "Hey, where are you from?" Your heart starts racing. Your brain is thinking, should I say, "I'm come from?" or "I come from"? Wait, past tense? Oh no, what if I mess up? And by the time you figure it out, the moment is gone. Sound familiar? You're not alone. This is one of the most common struggles for learners, and trust me, I've been there when learning Spanish. So why does this happen? And here are 4 most important reasons that you need to recognize them. 1, fear of mistakes. A big reason people hesitate to speak English is fear of saying the wrong thing, sounding silly, or not being understood. You might be thinking, if I make a mistake, people will laugh at me. But spoiler alert, they won't. Most people are actually impressed you're even trying to speak a second language. Imagine you're traveling in New York and you walk into a coffee shop. You want to say, "Can I have a cappuccino?" But instead, you nervously say, "I want cappuccini." The barista gives you a smile and says, "You mean cappuccino? Sure thing." You both laugh, and just like that, you've connected. No shame, just human communication. Most people are kind. They don't expect perfection. In fact, they admire your effort more than you realize. 2, trying to be perfect. Here's the truth. Perfection kills progress. If you're waiting until you can speak with perfect grammar, vocabulary, and pronunciation, you'll wait forever. Speaking is messy. Language is alive. It's not about perfection. It's about connection. Let's say you're in an online meeting at work with international colleagues. You have an idea, but you keep reviewing it in your head. Should I say we should improve, or it should be improved? Is it the right tense? By the time you figure it out, the topic has changed. You missed the moment. Guess what? If you had just said, "We need to make it better," people would have understood and appreciated your input. It's better to speak with a few errors than stay silent and contribute nothing. 3, translating from your native language. Another huge barrier is translating. Instead of thinking directly in English, many learners try to build their sentence in their own language first, and then translate it word by word. That's stressful, slow, and leads to awkward phrasing. Let's say your first language is Vietnamese. You want to say, "I don't really like crowded places." But in your head you think, "Je n'aime pas vraiment les endroits bondés." And then translate, I not very like many people place. Now you're stuck. You know something is off, but you're not sure how to fix it. And the listener looks confused. This process slows down your speaking and makes conversations exhausting. The solution? Practice thinking in English, little by little, every day. 4. Lack of confidence. Sometimes it's not a matter of grammar or vocabulary, it's all about mindset. You have the words, you've studied hard, but your brain whispers, you're not ready. What if you mess up? What if they judge you? Let me tell you something. You are ready, right now. Imagine you're in a classroom or language exchange group. The teacher asks, who wants to share their opinion? You have something to say, your heart races, your mouth opens and then closes again. You stay silent. Then someone else speaks up with broken grammar and limited vocabulary, but they're confident. And guess what? Everyone listens, nods, and claps. Confidence isn't about speaking perfectly, it's about having the courage to speak at all. All right, adventurer, let's have a real talk. Why you need to speak now, not later? This is our part 2. I know that speaking English can feel scary, like jumping off a diving board without knowing how deep the water is. But here's the truth. If you wait until you feel ready, you might be waiting forever. The secret to speaking confidently isn't in a book. It's not in a grammar course. It's in the moment when you open your mouth and just go for it. Let me walk you through why speaking now, even with mistakes, is the key to fluency. Why? Because 1. Fluency comes from doing, not just knowing. Imagine this. You've read 5 books on how to swim. You've watched YouTube tutorials. You even bought fancy goggles. But the first time you jump in the pool, guess what happens? You still splash around like a beginner, because reading doesn't equal doing. It's the same with English. You can know hundreds of grammar rules, memorize vocabulary lists, and ace reading tests, but if you don't speak, you'll never build fluency. Do you know that I met a guy from Brazil who had studied English for 7 years in school? He could write essays and read complicated texts, but when we met in person, he froze. Why? Because he never practiced speaking. After a few weeks of daily conversation practice, his confidence exploded. It's not magic shits, just practice. Speaking is a skill, not a test. 2. Thinking too much slows you down. Here's the thing. Language is like a dance. It flows. And if you overthink every move, you trip. If you stop before every sentence and ask yourself, wait, is this the right tense? Should I say have been or was? You lose your rhythm. You get stuck. You hesitate. And worst of all, you stop enjoying the moment. A student of mine, Yuko from Japan, used to pause after every sentence in a conversation to self-correct. It made her anxious, and her speaking sounded robotic. So we tried something new. Speak like you're singing karaoke. No pausing, no correcting, just keep going. The result? Her fluency doubled in just 2 weeks. Fluency isn't about perfection, it's about flow. 3. Mistakes help you grow. Let me ask you this. How did you learn to ride a bike? Did you fall? Probably. Did you skin your knee? Maybe. But did you stop trying? No way. Language works the same way. Mistakes are not failures. They're proof that you're learning. Every time you mess up a word, your brain takes notes. It remembers what didn't work and figures out what will next time. My friend Lily from Canada once told me, Adam, I said I am boring instead of I am bored in a meeting, and everyone laughed. But you know what? He never made that mistake again. And guess what else? His coworkers respected him for speaking up, even with a slip up. Mistakes are teachers in disguise. 4. People care about connection, not grammar. Let me ask you something real. Would you rather talk to a grammar-perfect robot with no personality or a real human who makes a few grammar mistakes but speaks with confidence, emotion, and heart? Exactly. Language is for people, not for textbooks. When you speak from the heart of it, with imperfect words, people feel it. They connect with you. They remember you. This podcast makes me remember I once had a student from Italy who said, "My English is not perfect, but I speak with love." And she did. Her stories were full of energy, humor, and expression. Her grammar wasn't always right, but no one cared. Why? Because she made people feel something. That's the real power of speaking, connection. And let's be honest, real connection is more important than ever nowadays. So speak freely from the heart, not just from the head. So, my friend, what does all this mean for you? It means you don't have to wait for the perfect moment. It means you don't need a full vocabulary or perfect grammar. It means the best time to start speaking English was yesterday. But the second best time, right now. So let's break that fear. Let's stop overthinking. Let's start practicing and speaking today. Because every conversation you have, every sentence you say, every little mistake you make, that's not just practice, that's progress. All right? Now, let's move to part 3, real tips to stop overthinking and start speaking. This is where the fun begins. These are real, practical, battle-tested tips to help you speak more naturally and confidently in English. Are you ready? Let me share with you tip by tip. Starting by tip 1, think in English. This is the #1 game changer. If you're translating in your head, you're creating a traffic jam in your brain. Start small. Describe what you're doing as you go through your day. I'm brushing my teeth. I'm cooking rice. I'm waiting for the bus. It may feel weird at first, but trust me, it works. It's like turning your brain into an English-friendly space. Tip 2, speak without worrying about grammar. Of course, grammar is important, but not during casual conversation. If you stop to correct every sentence, you'll freeze. Let the conversation flow. You can fix grammar in writing or in lessons. But in speaking, focus on getting your message across. Tip 3, practice with yourself. No speaking partner? No problem. You can be your best practice buddy. Talk to yourself in the mirror, narrate your thoughts, record voice messages, describe your room, your mood, your lunch. It's not crazy, it's smart. Tip 4, use shadowing technique. This is one of my favorite techniques. Find a video or podcast with a native speaker. Listen to a sentence, then pause and repeat it out loud, copying the speaker's pronunciation, rhythm, and tone. It feels like karaoke but for English. Try it with movie clips, interviews, or even this podcast. You'll be amazed at how natural you start to sound. Tip 5, use simple sentences. Don't try to speak like a poet. Speak like a real person. You don't need to say, I have recently acquired a fondness for caffeinated beverages. Just say, I like coffee. Boom. Clear and confident. Simple is powerful. Tip 6, embrace the mess. Repeat after me. It's okay to make mistakes. Every mistake is a sign that you're learning. The more you speak, the more you learn. Don't aim for perfect tame, for progress. Tip 7, immerse yourself in English. Surround yourself with English daily. Podcasts, YouTube, Netflix, Instagram. Turn your media diet into an English buffet. Even 15, 20 minutes a day can make a huge difference. Your brain will start picking up patterns, intonation, and vocabulary without even realizing it. Tip 8, set a daily challenge. Push yourself. Say, today I'll speak English for 5 minutes, no matter what. Set a timer. Talk about your day. Describe a memory. Practice a dialogue. Don't worry about being perfect. Just speak. Do this every day for a week and see how much more confident you feel. Part 4, spontaneous speaking challenge. All right, this is really my favorite part of the episode. Here's how it works. I'll give you a topic and you'll speak about it for 30 seconds without stopping. Don't pause to think, don't worry about mistakes, just go. Let's try a demo. Topic. Describe your favorite weekend activity. On weekends, I love going for long bike rides. It helps me relax and enjoy nature. I usually take a bottle of water, put on some music, and just ride around the city. It's my favorite way to clear my mind. Boom! Was that perfect number? Was it real and natural? Yes. Now it's your turn. Pick one of these topics. 1, your favorite food. 2, a hobby you enjoy. 3, a place you want to visit. Set a timer for 30 seconds and just talk out loud right now. Go. Nice. How do you feel now? Whether you did it perfectly or stumbled a little bit, doesn't matter. You did it, and that's a win. Let's repeat this challenge every day, and you'll be amazed how much more fluent and confident you'll sound. All right, friends, let's go a little deeper now. Because here's the truth that most people don't talk about. Real fluency isn't just about technique or vocabulary. It's about what's happening in your mind. So part 5, mindset shifts to boost speaking confidence. This will be the most important part that I would love to share with you. Yes, your mindset can either unlock your voice or trap it in silence. You can have the best grammar, the perfect accent, the most expensive courses, but if your mindset is holding you back, none of that will matter. So let's change that right now. Let's talk about 5 powerful mindset shifts that can seriously boost your speaking confidence. First, confidence comes from action. Think about this. How many times have you told yourself, I'll speak up once I feel more confident? We all do it, but here's the catch. Confidence doesn't come first. It's the result, not the requirement. It's like saying, I'll go to the gym once I'm fit. That's not how it works, right? You go to the gym to get fit, and you speak now to become confident. I remember a guy named Marco from Italy who joined one of our language workshops. He was so shy, barely said a word for the first 2 days. But on day 3, he raised his hand, trembling, and said just one sentence, "Hi, I want to try, even if I make mistake." And the room clapped. Not because he was perfect, but because he tried. From that moment on, everything changed for him. He spoke every day. He stumbled, he laughed. And by week 2, he led a group discussion. That confidence didn't come from waiting, it came from doing. Now let's talk about progress over perfection. Say this with me. I don't need to be perfect, I just need to be better than yesterday. Perfection is one of the sneakiest traps in language learning. We often think, if I can't say it perfectly, maybe I shouldn't say it at all. But let's flip that thinking. Imagine a little kid learning to walk. They wobble, they fall, they bump their heads, but they keep going. No one says, stop trying until you can walk perfectly. Of course not, because we know that mistakes are part of the process. In the same way, every awkward sentence, every mispronounced word, those are signs that you're moving forward. I met a woman named Aisha, a nurse from Morocco. She told me she used to avoid speaking at work in English because she feared being judged. But then she shifted her mindset. She said, even if I mess up, I'll learn. That's enough. And today, she runs morning briefings in English with full confidence. So ditch perfection, celebrate progress. Here's another truth. Mistakes are tools, not failures. Let's get real life. You never make a mistake, you're probably not learning much. Think about basketball players. They miss shots all the time. But every miss teaches them something. The angle, the force, the timing. It's exactly the same with language. You miss 100% of the chances you don't take. But when you try, when you fail, your brain takes notes. It rewires, it improves. I remember a student, Kenji from Japan, who once said, I made so many mistakes in one sentence, I invented a new language. We all laughed so hard. But here's the beautiful part, that sentence became a breakthrough moment for him. From then on, he wasn't afraid anymore. He realized, if I can laugh at my mistakes, I can learn from them too. So wear your mistakes like medals. They're not a sign of failure. They're proof that you're in the game. Now let's talk about comparison, because your journey is yours alone. How often do you find yourself thinking, why is she so fluent already? Or why does he sound so natural? Or even, what's wrong with me? Stop right there. Because the truth is, comparison is the thief of joy and of progress. Your journey is your own. Everyone starts from a different place. Everyone has a different path. You wouldn't compare a sprinter to a marathon runner, right? And in language learning, some people have more exposure, more time, more resources. That doesn't mean they're better. It just means their path is different. Instead of comparing, look at yourself. Think back to last month. Could you say what you're saying now? Were you even trying to speak out loud? That's progress. That's what matters. Celebrate your journey, because no one else can walk it for you. And finally, here's one of the biggest mindset shifts of all. Discomfort means growth. This is a secret that most confident speakers know. Fluency lives on the edge of your comfort zone. If you're feeling awkward, nervous, or even embarrassed when you speak, good. That means you're doing something new, something brave. I remember a real moment in one of our speaking clubs. A student named Carlos had to give a short talk. Before he started, he said, "My hands are shaking. I feel stupid," but he did it anyway. His voice cracked. His sentences were messy. But guess what? After he finished, another student stood up and said, "Carlos, thank you. You made me feel like I'm not alone." That's the power of pushing through discomfort. Growth doesn't feel smooth or polished. It feels weird. It feels challenging. But on the other side of that discomfort, that's where confidence lives. That's where real speaking freedom begins. So the next time you feel uncomfortable speaking, don't back away. Lean in. That feeling, it means you're growing. Dear my adventurers, if you only take one thing from this part of our journey together, let it be this. Your mindset is your secret weapon. The grammar, the vocabulary, the pronunciation, they're important. But they're just tools. Your belief, your courage, your willingness to try even when it's messy, that's what turns learners into speakers. That's what turns I'm trying into I'm doing it. So take these 5 mindset shifts, hold them close, repeat them daily. And remember, every confident speaker you admire, they once stood exactly where you are now. Let's keep going. Your voice matters, and it's getting stronger every single day. So, are you ready to let your adventure start now? All right, let's wrap this up, my dears. Speaking English confidently doesn't require magic. It requires action, belief, and lots of mistakes. You've got the tools. Think in English, speak freely, practice every day, embrace mistakes, adjust your mindset. You've got the support. English Adventure is here to walk with you every step of the way, and most importantly, you've got the heart. You're already doing what 90% of people don't, showing up, learning, growing. So keep going, keep talking, keep believing, and here's your action step. Choose one mindset shift from today, just one, and put it into practice this week. Whether it's speaking even when you're nervous, letting go of perfection, or simply noticing how far you've come, take that step. Because action creates momentum. Momentum builds confidence. And hey, if this episode helped you, inspired you, or gave you something to think about, don't keep it to yourself. Like, share, leave a comment, and most importantly, subscribe to English Adventure so you never miss an episode. It means the world to me, and it helps more learners like you find their voice too. Because here on English Adventure, we believe that language isn't just about word sits, about living fully, bravely, and without fear. I'm Adam, signing off. Until next time, stop overthinking, start speaking, and as always, happy learning, and I'll catch you in the next episode. Bye for now.